Now, my kings, this is one of those very sensitive topics that we discuss on here. You see, I've come to realize that a lot of modern men get it wrong, what it actually means to be masculine. They they get it all wrong. Most of them are either of the concept of the whole old school alpha vibe where you feel like you need to be hyper aggressive or you need to die in silence, suffer. You're suffering, but you have to keep it to yourself because that was how a lot of our parents, our fathers were raised. And because they didn't know any better, that was also how they raised a lot of you kings. And a lot of modern kings are still getting it wrong, thinking that is the way to go. You feel like you need to bully people, you need to be condescending to women and people in general for you to show that you are an alpha male or that you are a king or that you command power and respect. Or you feel like, okay, let me just go into my shell. A man doesn't cry. You're suffering, but you decide to just buckle it all up in silence because that is what you know. That is what you've been taught. In fact, it is in recent times that people are actually beginning to speak up for male vulnerability. And I can't even blame some of the kings who cannot get themselves to be vulnerable because sometimes some of them have actually tried to be vulnerable and it was used against them. And even if not they themselves, they've seen men who've been ridiculed just because they tried to be vulnerable. And I get that. This can make you just want to, do it as you've always known it to be. If you're suffering as a king, you keep it all in. Or you become hyper aggressive and take it all out on people. Now, this is not what masculinity is all about. Masculinity is not about dominance. It's not about showing your weight. It is about leading. It is about a grounded presence, a presence that naturally commands and earns that respect without you having to be aggressive. It is that ability to be able to be vulnerable but to never be ridiculed with it. To own up to your emotions. When you feel sad, you admit you feel sad. When you want to cry, it hits you so hard, you feel like crying, you cry, you own it up, you clean up, and you move on. You understand that you crying or feeling bad about a situation or going through an emotional downtime doesn't mean that you are less of a man. You understand that life can hit you in such a way where you can't even seem to want to move on. You can even get to the state where you feel depressed. You accept it. You are grounded. You know that that doesn't define you. That is not the end of you. That is not who you are. This is what masculinity should be about. And I know in modern times too, there is the whole social media pressure, there is the lack of mentorship. Like I said, a lot of kings don't even know any better because their fathers or their mentors, the father figures in their lives, didn't also know better. This whole hyper-aggression and all that silent suffering is what they knew. So that's what they passed out. And then some people will get mentors who don't even have any idea what it means to be masculine. They are just out here being crazy. And then these kings have no other choice because that's what they caught. So there's that. There's the whole dating dynamics. Things have really changed in the dating world. All these things can be challenging. They can be challenging to a man's masculinity. And I am telling you this not from a place of insult, but from a place of a woman who actually cares. Because I see these things. You see, I talk to kings. I grew up with kings. I know these things. And I know some kings might say, oh, you are a woman, you don't know what a woman goes through. Don't just focus on talking, because I've gotten that where kings go like, oh, focus on talking about women's perspective. Don't try to advise us kings. You don't know anything about what we go through. But believe me, I will not even be doing this. I will not wake up and create a relationship channel for kings if I don't care about kings. So yeah, I am here to break down how women feel, make you know women better, understand them better, so that you can choose the right woman for yourself at the end of the day. But I am also here to make sure that you're also better kings. I am also here to lend my voice to remind you that you don't have to be so rigid and going through stuff alone and still be in the men don't cry type of mentality. I am still here to let you know that your struggles does not define you. That is not the end of you. I am still here to let you know that you can go through life and life can take you by surprise, but you can still pick yourself up and get going. You need to understand that all the being tough, being aggressive, dying in silence is not going to help you. It is going to worsen matters for you, because I know this one for a fact that when you compile a lot of emotions, when you store in a lot of things, it finally blows up. I have experienced it myself. It blows up, and when it blows up, it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do the people related to you around you any good as well. So please, my kings, understand that masculinity has nothing to do with trying to dominate by force, or forcefully trying to push your way in, or forcefully trying to make a mark on people's mind, or suffering in silence and manning up and dying but still not speaking up because men don't cry, men don't complain. No, it is about you understanding that you have the right to feel what you feel any given time. But what you do next with that is what matters. It is you realizing that you can be calm, collected, and still command respect. You see, women want strength. Women want men who command respect in a room, but they also want softness. A lot of kings get it wrong where they don't know how to balance this out. They don't know when, okay, let's be all tough and get this going, and when it is time to just relax and be calm. So as much as you trying to be masculine, as much as we know, okay, yeah, women are attracted to masculine women, still know that you need the softness. And how will you achieve this? Because like I said, it's crazy. Apart from the fact that a lot of our fathers got it wrong, we are still facing all this social media pressure and the rest of them dating dynamics in our modern times. You get it right by to firstly stop outsourcing your worth. Stop looking for those outside validations. Stop waiting for people on social media to define what your worth should be, or people in the society, or even women to define what you should be or what you are worth. Define you yourself. Because when you do that, it helps you. Now, social media will not pressure you. The society will not pressure you. I saw a video some time back of a man saying, if you are this much old, I don't even remember, as a man and you don't have a Lambo, are you really a man? What do you mean? So now we are trying to weigh men's worth based on how many Lambos they have. You see, these things can get our younger kings to start going into things that they are not even supposed to go into, because they feel like that is what defines masculinity, putting a lot of pressure on these young people, making them confused, making them want to do everything it takes, and then mostly getting it wrong. Now, as a king on here, if you're younger, please hear me out. Do not do that to yourself. And if you're also older, maybe you've made this mistake and you have younger ones under you who have to hear this, listen to this, do me a favor and share this video to them, or pass it on to them. Let them understand it. Teach them these things. And if you didn't know any better and you've made a lot of mistakes, please, from right now, stop outsourcing your work. Do not let outsiders, do not let social media, do not let society, do not let anybody define your worth for you. You define your worth. And again, another thing you need to do is to practice solitude. Be okay being alone sometimes. I've said this one on here time and time again, kids. Stop trying to be in relationships just because you want to feel among. Stop trying to force things. Sometimes just be alone. Start learning to enjoy your own company. It is going to help you a lot, believe me. Just be okay being on your own sometimes. You need it. Sometimes you even just need your own space to cool off. And another way you can also tap into this whole masculine energy is to build something. Work on something. It is natural for you kings to want to get things going. It is you. It is born in you. You are meant from the old time, from creation, to work the land. And because of that, your minds are always looking for working the land. So if restrict yourself, you just die inside, you start killing yourself slowly. Because that is not who you are. That is not how you're meant to operate. You're meant to find solutions. You're meant to see things and want to solve them. You're meant to solve problems. You're meant to build. So because that is your natural wiring, when you're not doing that, you end up being worse. Now you end up sometimes taking it out on people. So please build, it doesn't matter how little, king. Build something, anything. Just make sure there is a goal, there is something you are on about, you're focused in, and really just build it. Just keep working on it day in, day out. You're going to see changes, believe me. Then another one, that's the last one I'll be saying here today, is to set your own standards. Now, like I said, you are no longer outsourcing your worth. You are no longer waiting for people, society, community, social media to define what a man is supposed to be. And what do? You set your own standards. Think about it. What is a real man to you? What should a man be to you? Define your worth yourself, like I said. You define your value. And that is where building something also comes in, because now you're working on something, you're becoming better, you are building a presence. And it is this grounded presence, this I know who I am, I know what I am about, and even if I am not there yet, it doesn't change the fact that I know who I am and I know where I am going. That is masculinity. That is what shows you that yes, you are a king in control. You don't let the failures, the emotional confusions, the life hitting you here and there get the best of you. You fall, you accept it, you cry, you feel pain, you dust off and you move. That is you being grounded. Now, my kings, I'll leave you with this one. Realize that a real man is not just out here chasing women. He is building a life these women want to be a part of. And I want you as a king on this channel to be a man the future respects. Now that's it for this video, my kings. This is just something that has been brewing in me, boiling in me for days now, that I thought to bring to you all. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do also subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell. Like this video. Drop a comment down below. Share this video with your family and friends, and see you in the next one.